The NFL season is mercifully, hopefully, going to be going down in 2020. And as we approach the Vikings eventually descending upon TCO Performance Center Bar and Grill, sorting out the wheat from the chaff, figuring out who the starters are going to be. Here are three surprise starters for the Minnesota Vikings in 2020. Let's get it on. First one is kind of cheating. So Irv Smith Jr. at tight end. Now, everyone and their mom does expect Kyle Rudolph to start and Irv Smith to be tight end too. Copy and paste what happened last year. But I predict flip, Yankee swap. Because remember, the Vikings used multiple tight end sets 53.4% of the time last year. It basically is their base offense. Rudolph played 793 snaps, which is 77.44% of the Vikings' 2019 output, as well as Irv Smith played 612, 59.77%. So it was a heh, and it was a heh. So Irv Smith, for all intents and purposes, was a de facto starter last year. But I could see 84's usage expand, and maybe he is the one who gets 800 snaps in 2020. Rudy taking on more of a support. Also, I think they could see Tyler Gronklin getting more and more involved as he was last year. So, maybe Rudy, a little bit older, a little bit wiser, but take a few snaps off of his plate, especially inline blocking snaps. Let him do what he do very well. Great in the red zone, great in short yardage situations, and become a situational receiving tight end. Let him start on paper for sure, preserve that start streak. But next up, numero 2, surprise starter for the Minnesota Vikings in 2020, James Lynch, 3 tech. So I love James. Actually, no, this is rare to bestow a rookie, this honorific, but James, Jerome, Ezekiel, Balthazar, Lynch Jr. the third. Right. Unanimous All-American at Baylor, Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, 19.5 tackles for loss, 13.5 sacks, made his bones at defensive end, but is yoked up enough to play day one inside in the NFL, at least situationally. Also did play 40.3% of his snaps last year in his final season at Baylor, 291 of 722 inside at either 5-tech, 3-tech, or 1-tech. So he does have a little bit of experience there. He certainly would not be a neophyte, but competition is going to be pretty thick. You got Shamar Stephen as your sort of default 3-tech like he was last year next to Linval Joseph, but of course this year next to Michael Pierce, as well as Jalen Holmes, year 3. Even Jaleel Johnson, even though they have him more as a Shamar Stephen hybrid, nose tackle, 3-tech. Hercules Mataafa, bad Mataafa. Could he step up in year 3 as well? Anthony Zettel has played inside before, but I think Lynch could step in, even with a weird training camp and weird offseason. Just come in and press early, and it's just so much fun to watch him play. I'm actually rooting for him to keep number 66 because it's just a ridiculous number, and he's a ridiculous player. Love to see it. Lastly, so a guy who's not even on the rooster right now, Josh Klein, left guard, right? So getting the band back together. Remember the Vikings, when they approached Josh Klein, it was about a pay cut. It was not about a cut. So they were certainly open to the idea of having Josh Klein back in purple for year 2. But I think that both sides could benefit from getting back together Klein, because of the Rona shutdowns, can't get in for a physical anywhere, which would be important with him. So his free agent options have been pretty limited. Klein knows the system. Would certainly be an upgrade over Pat Elflein. Or, if no one steps up, say if Oli Udoh, they don't seem ready to go, or Dakota Dozier, or Kyle Chris Hinton, don't step up for that left guard spot, maybe they just bring in Josh Klein at the end of training camp or in the middle of preseason, because I think Samia is the right guard of the future. I think his skill set and stoutness is better served on the right side. And Josh Klein played nearly all of his Patriots career at left guard, so that swap wouldn't be an issue, a la Brandon Fusco a couple years ago when he went snip, snap, snip, snap. And frankly, I wouldn't mind seeing it, especially at a lower deal, or hell, maybe even the sign after the week 1, then his contract isn't guaranteed and they just go week to week, a la what they did with Brett Jones last season. But that is it. Those are our 3 surprise starters for the 2020 Minnesota Vikings. Thoughts on ours? Do you have any to add in your own? Let us know in the comments section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Pull us on the Venmo. Plus give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skol Production.